Hello.
Hello.
I am Nikki Norlock, and I am back with yet another BeaFibroFeenxRising Truth Talk. Today we have a very special guest with us. Her name is Heidi Michelle, and she is the founder and owner of Dragonfly Yoga. And basically what she is she's a traveling yogini, which is really cool. You go around the world and you do yoga workshops.
I do.
That's so cool.
Yeah, really lucky.
Yeah. It's a good gig, what you got going on.
Yeah.
So today we are filming in the, oh my goodness,
Danyasa Yoga Studio.
Danyasa Yoga Studio. I
Lot to
can't get
remember.
the word right, but there I go again. Danyasa Yoga Studio in Dominical Uvita, Costa Rica. Because yes, I'm still here. It's still warm. I'm still in love with the heat. And it's very warm up here in the studio today. So Heidi and I actually met by accident. Having
Nothing is by accident.
Well, of course, right. A little synchro-mystic healing journey going on. But we were at the Road Check in Uvita.
Yep.
Got to give them a shout out for their amazing sandwiches.
Yep.
And we just got to talking, and we got to talking about my healing journey and your journey as a yoga instructor traveling around, and we got to thinking, how cool would it be if we could find a way to marry this idea of yoga and fibromyalgia healing, health and wellness, which, as far as I know, may have been done, but I haven't heard much about it, because usually when you say yoga to a fibro patient, they're like, no.
Yeah. I can imagine.
It's very, very
I can
scary.
imagine, yeah.
So you took some time, and we spent a few, actually, I guess maybe a couple of hours together 2 days ago.
Yep.
And you learned about the disease and how it affects the body, and then you worked out a routine. I did it, didn't die, and actually managed to get through the next day without hurting too much. And here we are again today, so we can talk about yoga for fibromyalgia, what yoga is, how it can help, and then we're going to walk you guys through the routine that she's put together. And this can be done even on your worst days, because yes, I get it, there are days when you don't want to get up. Well, actually, it's not that you don't want to get up, you really want to get up, but you can't get up, hurts too much. This stuff can be done on your back.
Yeah.
So where do we start? Okay, I guess the first thing that I want to start with is we were talking about how yoga affects muscles. So I want to, for anybody watching, if you're going to be doing any kind of physical exertion with your muscles, I really want you to pay attention to your food intake, especially for people with fibromyalgia, which is something that I learned from my naturopath, is that the muscles for a fibro patient tend to make more lactic acid than a normal person's muscles, right? So like when you do the dishes or shower, apparently your muscles as a fibro person are going to make as much lactic acid as a high performance athlete who's in the middle of training.
Right.
You need to eat like that athlete eats in order to counter the effects of lactic acid. So your warm-up periods, your cool-down periods are really important, and your food intake, protein, and minerals. So we're going to cover that diet stuff a little later on in a video series, but if you're going to be doing this stuff, you need to research what's important food-wise. Okay?
And lots of water.
Yes. Oh, my
Always
goodness.
lots of water, before and after.
Tons of water. Absolutely. So one of the things I learned
Tell me.
was breathing. You
Yeah.
taught me, here's the truth about yoga. It's not so much about getting a tighter ass, it's about getting your head out of it. Who knew? You taught me how important breathing was and how that ties in with yoga. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
I'd love to.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, I think as we've talked about, so many people have this misunderstanding about what yoga actually is. We see a lot of pictures of really amazing people, really healthy bodies doing these incredible postures, and so I think a lot of people have a misunderstanding that yoga is about the physical body, solely about the physical body. And what I really want all of you to know is that yoga is so much more than that. Yoga is a series of practices. It's a toolbox of practices that are really designed to bring us into health. And as you know so well, health does not only happen in the body.
Oh no,
right?
Not even close.
Right. And so what we're really working on is the mind, mostly in yoga when we're deeper into the practices. So when I say that yoga can be done on your back, yes, yoga can be done on your head, on your back, on the toilet, in the at the beach, anywhere we are. Our own peace of mind and healthy body and mind are only a breath away, right? And so one of the areas of yoga, one of the 8 limbs of yoga, one is asana, the physical practice, the postures that we'll go through. One is breath work. Another out of the 8 is meditation, and it goes on. There are moral practices, ethical practices as well. So this is a slice of what yoga is, the physical practices. And from what I've read and understand, what I'm understanding about fibromyalgia is that some consider it, and I think you've had this experience, that it's very much a psychological, or affected by our psychology, affected by the stressors in our lives.
Absolutely. It is a very real physical condition that is caused in part by psychological stressors. Absolutely, you're bang on. And it needs to have, just like the different limbs of the yoga, they need all those different elements to come together to form a whole practice. Treating fibromyalgia naturally requires a balance between emotional, mental, diet, environmental, all of these different elements come into play. And I think that's why yoga actually could be so beneficial for people with fibro. And it's just maybe something that we haven't really thought of much as being attainable. Because like you said, I mean, we see those postures and, girl, you look great, but the way my body works, I mean, yoga has been one of the scariest things for me to contemplate. And I work in the health and wellness industry with like tons of healers, and they're always like, you need to try yoga. And I'm always, no.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people feel that way, a lot of people feel that way. And what I want to tell you and all of you is that you're not alone in the stressors and stresses that you feel in your body. You have a physical manifestation of what many of us feel. It is normal in today's modern world to feel stress. It is normal to feel anxiety and depression. I do, and I have. And that's what drove me to yoga. And while that is all very normal, it's not natural.
And that's the key.
It's not natural.
It's not natural.
Right.
And we don't want people thinking that it is natural and that they have to live that way.
Exactly.
And that's what yoga and this journey that I'm on is about. And we're not in any way taking away from the very real experiences that these people with fibro have physically. I get it. I've had it for years. The pain is debilitating. It affects your life, your relationships, your job, your everything. It literally steals your life from you. But I'm here today with you to prove, because you can manage this disease and you can get your life back. You have to take control of your health. And that's why we're working today with Michelle. Now we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back with our second in the video series, we're going to get Michelle to talk.
Heidi
Michelle. Okay. 2 names, it's okay. Fibro-fog. No, I don't have it. We're going to talk to her a little bit about the breathing, and hopefully you can like talk to us about what the breathing is all about and how that can be integrated into their day-to-day routines. And we'll be right back. Right, and we're back with the second in our BeaFibroFeenxRising yoga series with Heidi Michelle. I'm getting up close and personal because she's lapel mic'd now. Because what we're going to do is first, Heidi, you're going to talk about breathing. Then we're going to take a break. We're going to go to some prone position poses for people who can't get out of bed today. And then we're going to do a series of a little bit more advanced stuff. And I'm going to be your guinea pig.
Yeah, thanks.
Because no limits. No limits. You can do anything. All right.
Okay.
So breathing, take it away.
Yeah. So what we know about the body is that when we're under stress, which you certainly are when you're in dis-ease, right? And even prior to your dis-ease, what we know about the body is when we're under stress, our breath is the first thing to go, right? And so we tend to almost lock down, right, and hold our breath when we're under stress. Yeah.
You're in pain?
Yeah, I bet.
Definitely.
I bet. And so when we do such a simple thing as sighing, which we do very naturally when we're under stress, right? We, yeah, do it again.
I do it all the time. My husband always says, "What's wrong?" It's like I'm a
sigher too. Yeah, and we do it because it immediately affects our parasympathetic nervous system. A simple sigh.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, okay. So the parasympathetic nervous system is sort of like our motherboard. It's our circuit board, right? Okay. And we get so many signals from the body that to and from the nervous system that create effect, cause and effect in the body, and can be a filter for stress. And so when we sigh, when we take a deep breath, when we bring in mindful breathing to our days, our practices, we're simply calming our bodies. And don't we want that?
Is that why I learned when I just quit smoking recently, as many of my followers know.
Congratulations.
And I found that one way to like make that whole thing easier was to like pretend I was having a cigarette.
Right.
Because the act of having that deep breath in was really calming.
It's calming.
I didn't connect it though to a natural nervous system response. I didn't realize they were tied together.
Right.
Oh, we're always learning.
Yeah, smokers feel nervous, grab a cigarette. Go outside, grab a cigarette. You're deep breathing. You're deep breathing. And so if we can bring in this deep breath in a mindful, healthier way, then we're relaxing our bodies. And as you know, in a relaxed, calm body, the healing will happen more quickly. Stress is relieved, our days are better, our relationships are better, our bodies are healthier, we feel better.
Yeah.
And don't we want that? Don't we all want that?
We do. I just did a post about that today, that you know, we tend to be so hard on ourselves when we're sick, like all the things that are running through our head of what we're not accomplishing, what we're not doing,
what did I do wrong, or
how did I get here, and why can't I be healthy, and my body hates me, and all this stuff. And it's not conducive to healing, because when we're stressed, our body doesn't rest. And science has proven that our bodies cannot heal unless they're in a state of rest. And that includes the mind. The mind needs to like...
Yes and no. Yes and no. Just to, you know, can I speak about meditation for just a moment?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so
absolutely.
Yeah, because we talked about the physical practice of yoga, which we'll get into, and we're talking about breath work. this practice of meditation, so many also think that it's this unattainable thing that we have to do on the top of a mountain, sitting up nice and straight, with a yeah. And we're not going to Om today. We will not be waving incense. Meditation is simple. It's so simple. It's a single-minded or a single-focused activity. That's all. So we can meditate when we're picking up our coffee cup in the morning. It's simply being present. We can meditate by gazing upon a candle flame. It's no wonder people for centuries, right, well, since the beginning of fire, have sat around a campfire and gazed into a campfire.
Flame,
It's calming.
Right.
It's calming. The intention of meditation, though, is not necessarily to calm the mind. That happens.
It's to shift the focus of the mind. Right?
Not necessarily.
Because we talk about the hamster wheeling mind that's always thinking about like what I didn't do today, what do I have to do later, that I can't get to sleep at night because and repetitive motions, even like doing the dishes, I find can be very meditative and calming. As long as I'm actually paying attention to doing the dishes.
Yeah, and that's the key, is the paying attention part, right?
So
that's the meditation part.
Shift the mind. It's not about turning it off. It's about shifting the focus.
Yes.
Onto something other than what's going wrong.
Yes. Or what we perceive as being wrong, or we label as being wrong.
Because it is all about perception.
Exactly. And yes, you're absolutely correct in that. Where I'm going, the deeper cut in that is that so many people have this idea that we ought to be able to calm our minds through meditation, and when they don't, then there's a frustration that can happen. And what I want you to know, is that busy mind is okay. It's the intention in yoga is to sit back and observe that busyness.
Without it having affect you so much emotionally. Like maybe you could
potentially, right?
Okay.
Potentially.
Okay.
Because there's a part of us, right? There's pure awareness that is observing our emotions, our feelings, the disturbances, the things that make us suffer and feel discomfort.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
There's a part of us observing that.
Okay.
And so if we can give that part of us that is the observer a little more attention.
Right.
Now, as a result, the mind may calm down. It may. It might.
Right.
And probably will.
Okay.
And probably will.
Okay.
However, as a goal, put it aside.
It's not.
Put it aside. Yeah.
Not the priority.
Not the priority, not the intention.
Okay.
Your mind's going to continue to do what the mind does.
Right.
It will think thoughts. It will be busy.
Right.
It will be busy. And so what we do is we give the mind something to focus on, whether it's that candle flame or a deep breath. You want to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Am I supposed to go over there?
Sure.
Or do I here? Okay.
Either way, yeah. So come on down onto your back. We're going to start with Nikki in a prone position, which, from what I understand, many of you are. And
oh, yeah.
yeah, and so this is where you would do your yoga from. So let's put this underneath your knees. Yep. Okay. Go ahead and relax your legs. Turn your palms to the sky and relax your arms. Yeah, close your eyes and relax your body. Relax your body. Yeah, get comfortable and begin to relax your body. And as you begin to relax your body, at the same time, begin to breathe more deeply and more fully than you've been breathing all day long, Nikki. Yeah. That's right. And you can begin to incorporate about a 4 to a 5 count inhale and a 4 to a 5 count exhale. Breathing through your nose. Relax your body. Relax your toes. Good. Keep breathing and relax your legs. Feel a heaviness in your legs. Yeah. Yeah. And go ahead and relax the area around your belly, your hips and your belly, your whole reproductive system. Relax all of those muscles. Keep breathing and begin to relax the space around your heart, that precious space that holds your heart. Relax your heart. Yeah. Good. And now relax your arms. Feel your arms heavy on the earth, heavy and surrendered. Nothing to do with these precious arms that do so much in the world. Relax your arms and breathe deeply. Now relax your jaw. Create some space between your teeth and relax your jaw, your tongue. Relax now all of the muscles around your mouth. All of the muscles around your eyes. Relax your eyes and your forehead. Nothing to do but to be a body and bring your awareness to your breath. Continue to relax your body and bring your awareness to your breath. That's all. And so we'll be here for about 3 to 5 more breaths. You're doing great. Continue breathing and relaxing your body. That's all. And for these next breaths, go ahead and sigh your breath out through your mouth. Yeah, really take in this fresh jungle air and then sigh it out. Good. One more big breath here. Good. Good. And so as you feel ready, begin to flutter your eyes open. And just take in the space around you. Take in the space around you. Yeah. How did that feel? So we did a short version, and of course we can do a longer meditation in this position and using different. So I'd like you to roll to the side as you're getting up. Yeah, because when we jolt straight up, it affects our nervous system, right? It tells our bodies that that there's potential danger.
Right.
So
we must be gentle.
Yes,
with ourselves.
Always being gentle.
It's part of what this is about.
Yeah.
And we're gonna take a break in a minute to go through another routine, but from somebody with fibro, the standpoint, it's really what you just did was really challenging.
Okay.
Because it's really hard for us to relax anything.
Yes.
You're asking, you want me to make my muscles stop? And kind of one of the fibro things is that our muscles are constantly, we sometimes get these little quirky muscle spasms and all that. So it's really challenging. So I get that this is challenging for you guys, and it seems such a simple thing, but totally worth it. She did a quick version of it, but you can use that. You can learn it, use it for yourself, and when you're having those really bad days when all you can do is stare at the ceiling and wish the pain would go away, try these techniques and try that breathing and try to just focus on the breath, because you need to get your focus off of the pain, off of the limitations, off of the stuckness of where you are, and shift your focus to starting that journey to wellness. And I think that the breathing is so vital for that. So thank you, because that was really awesome, and I think that it's going to help a lot of people.
Great.
And so we're going to be back in a second with number 3. Okay, so I am back with Heidi Michelle, and we're now going to go through some basic poses for people who can't really move very much. And these are going to be very gentle on your body. I've already done them once, given it 48 hours. Was it 48 hours? Yeah,
just
48
about.
hours to test and make sure that it didn't affect me negatively, or leave any, weird fibro twinges. It didn't. So we're going to walk you through the poses, and again, I'm giving it over to her, and I'm just going to go do whatever she tells me to do.
Sweet. All right, sweetie. So come on down to your back again. Okay. With your feet this way. So we started this practice in the last video, right?
Yep.
With a
Breathing.
Yeah. Does that feel good to come down onto your back that way? Okay. So we started in this prone posture, we call corpse pose. We call it Shavasana corpse pose, with a deep breathing meditative relaxation session. And so we'll bring you back to that, and then we'll take it with the we'll take it forward with some of the movements and postures. So again, Nikki's on her back, her arms are open, palms to the sky, and she's going to close her eyes and reconnect with her breath, beginning to practice about a 4 to a 5 count inhale and a 4 to a 5 count exhale, relaxing her body and bringing the mind to the breath. And you'll notice, Nikki, that your thoughts will continue to come, and perhaps there's an impetus to move your body. And when there is that impetus or a desire to change or shift, see if you can just be with your breath. Just be with your breath. Relax your body and breathe about 3 more breaths. Just 3 more breaths. Yeah. And this meditation is, I know it's not easy to stay in stillness and to focus on our breath, and that's okay. That's okay. Meditation is not necessarily easy, and that's why we practice it. So one more big breath here, really. Take it in, and let it go. Good, 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 good. Okay, and so with your next exhale, you're going to slowly turn your head, your face over to the left. With an exhale, slowly, gently move your head to the left. All the way over, as far as you can possibly twist your neck. Great. With your inhale, bring your head back up to center. Beautiful breath there, beautiful breath. And exhale to the other side. You've got it. That's right. Good. All the way over. And we'll continue moving and breathing this way, Nikki. Inhale through center. Exhale to the other side. Find the bottom of your exhale. Empty out your body. Good. Inhale through center. Find the top of your inhale. Really fill your body with breath. Exhale to the other side. That's great. I want you to do about 2 more times each side, or 1 time each side. Scratch that. 2 times on each side. Yeah, you know what I mean. Good. Bringing your mind every time back to your breath. And so this is, as we were talking about meditation in one of the past videos, this is giving Nikki's mind something to focus on, something to focus on. Sometimes it's something to focus on other than what we're feeling in our bodies. If we're feeling pain, physical or non-physical pain, the breath and the movement gives us something to rest on rather than the disturbance. That's great. 1 more exhale. Good, good. All right, bring your head back into a neutral position and moving with tenderness with your own body, one at a time. You're going to bring your knees up into your chest. Yeah. Maybe using your core muscles if you can to do that. Wrap your arms around your knees and just give yourself a full body hug here, just a full body hug. And I like to encourage people to really thank themselves for arriving to your practice here. Okay. We'll take some gentle twists here with your knees up in toward your chest, moving your head in a similar way as the last practice. So with your inhale, draw your knees into your chest. And with your exhale, bring your face to the left, your knees to the right. Moving in opposite directions, just gently twisting. Good. Inhale through center. So this time we're just getting exhale to the other side, getting your legs involved a little bit. Inhale through center. And exhale to the other side. Good. How does that feel? Inhale through center. Feels good? Good. And to the other side. Great. Empty out your body. One more time. Inhale through center. Nice. Exhale, other side, and we come to center with a big breath in. Exhale to the other side. You got it. All right, come to center once again with a breath in. And we'll take a full twist as we did the other day. And what we'll do first of all is we'll bring your knees with an exhale. Your knees will fall over to your left side. And I'm not remembering, did you like the bolster? You did. And I think you liked it in between your knees, didn't you? Okay, so go ahead and put your feet on the earth first. And you're going to very gently, being cautious and gentle with yourself, lift your hips up and move them toward me about 2 inches. Yes. Now we'll lift your knees. And drop your knees over to the left side. How's that feel? Okay, good. And we'll put the bolster right in between your knees. If it feels good now, we can bring your knees up closer to your chest. Okay. And arms extend long to your side. Great. Nikki's going to then turn your face over to the right to complete her full spinal twist. So she's twisting her spine from the very top cervical vertebra all the way down to the sacrum. And then we breathe, right? Remember we talked about the first thing to go is the breath, right? And so always when we're under stress or in a challenge, we take a deep breath. What would it be like to be in traffic and rather than being angry or allowing that rage to take hold, what would it be like if we took a deep breath instead? That's it. Keep breathing. And we realize that everyone else on the road is stressed out too. Okay, let's give it 2 more deep breaths here. How does that feel?
Much better when you breathe.
She said,
much better when you breathe.
Much better when you breathe. Okay, 1 more deep breath. Oh, great. Okay, we'll take it to the other side now. And in any of these postures, I invite you to stay as long as it feels good and as long as you're breathing. So bringing knees back to center, let's shift your hips now over to the opposite side and then knees fall to the right. Great. If it feels good for you to bring knees up closer to your chest, other direction, yeah, there you go. How's that feel? Okay. And then what do? We breathe. Yeah, we breathe and relax. Relax your jaw. Scan your body. You can mentally scan your physical body for any areas of tension where you might be holding. It's amazing the places we'll notice where we're holding tension, sometimes in the belly, in the neck and jaw. Release your jaw and take a deep breath. Sometimes we hold tension in our toes. And for you, for those with fibromyalgia, breathing into the places of discomfort, breathing into the spaces where you're feeling the pain and discomfort, sometimes allows that sensation to change. One more breath. Good. Okay. All right, let's come back to center. And I'll take this bolster from you. And now what we're going to do is we're going to come all the way up onto all fours. And how do we get up from a prone position? Yes, we turn to the side, come all the way up, and come onto your knees and your hands. We'll just do this one last, shall we move forward with this? We'll do this one last movement, and then we'll take a pause, I think. Okay, so her hips are right over her knees, her hands are right over her, right under her shoulders rather, and I think I'll have you come back on your mat just a little bit. And we're going to get into the spine a little bit, and I realize for some of you this might not be possible yet. However, using this as inspiration for what is possible down the road as you continue to heal your bodies. Yeah, so the first posture is a cow pose. So you'll drop your belly down, drop your ribs down, and turn your face up toward the sky. She's drawing her heart forward. Does that feel okay? Yep. Yeah, heart forward. Take a breath in. As you exhale, initiate with your belly muscles round your spine, round your spine. Yes, tuck your chin to your chest at the bottom of your exhale. Good. Hold here for just a moment and really expel all of your breath. All right, let's flow with your breath now, meaning one breath to one movement. Inhale to cow pose with a big belly. Drop your belly. Breathe into the heart space. Exhale, initiate with your core muscles as you tuck into yourself and round your spine. That's it. Good. Let's do 3 more like that, Nikki. 3 more like that. Moving with your breath. Yes, slow as you go. Take all the time that you'd like to. Exhale as you're ready. Round and tuck in. Yes, to cat pose. 1 more round of breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale, come to a neutral spine. And then exhale, let's just come back to sit on your heels. How did that feel?
Not bad.
Great.
Actually.
Okay.
Yay.
Good.
And just for those of you watching for the first time, keep in mind, not only do I have fibromyalgia, but I also have a fracture that was healed several years ago, and a herniation above and below the fracture, and that would be the T3, T4, and T5. So it's kind of right where your bra strap would sit. So if I can do this with fibro, herniated discs, and a fused fractured spine, then anybody can do it.
You're doing yoga.
I know.
You're doing yoga.
It happened. That happened in Costa Rica, and we'll be right back with a little bit more advanced.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yay. Yeah. Proud of you.
I'm proud of me too. Are we rolling?
I think we're rolling.
Oh, we are. That's awesome.
So
she's proud
I'm
of
proud
me.
of her.
She's proud of me. I mean, part of the reason why we're saying that is because we were just talking. These next poses are for, she's going to explain for people who are a little more advanced. But in order for us to show them properly, I've got to get down to stuff that I would never, ever in a million years wear on camera prior to this moment. One of the issues that I've struggled with all my life, like my husband, friends, everybody will tell you, I've never ever worn a bathing suit, like a bikini in public. It's just something I can't do.
Yet?
You know, yet. I'm going to.
Yes. You want.
Well, actually, I did the other day. I wore one at the beach.
You did?
Was good. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah.
But leggings as pants in public, No.
And you're beautiful, and you know, and that's.
And it's not so much even about the body image. It's about when you're sick all the time and how you feel about yourself. You have a really low sense of self-worth.
I bet.
And as much as people in Fibro Warriors know this to be a truth, people will look at you and tell you how wonderful you look, and you're just thinking inside, going, "I wish you could see."
I don't feel that way.
But you don't feel that way. It's very hard to feel beautiful. It's very hard to feel sexy. It's very hard to feel strong.
I bet.
And you know, so I mean, yeah, we cover ourselves up just like we mask everything else. We're really good at putting the mask on.
Humans are very good at pretending everything's okay.
You know, and Fibro Warriors are like at the top of their game in that category.
Yeah.
That's what we specialize in, is putting on the mask, and we do that with clothing as well. So this is it. This is what you get.
Ta-da!
Have you ever seen it? Maybe you'll see it again. I don't know. There might be something about some yoga boards on water where there might actually be a bathing suit involved. So we'll get to that later. But so she's going to explain why we're doing this new series, and I'm going to again do whatever she tells me to do.
Yeah, and I'm yes, all of that. And I am so proud of you, because you know it's so much about yoga is about acceptance of exactly where we are, because wanting anything to be different is suffering. I'll say that again. Wanting anything to be different than the way it is right now causes suffering. And so we meet ourselves, and you're so beautiful at just meeting yourself right where you are. That's all we can ever do. From there, change happens, but that's all we can ever do. Okay, and on to the yoga then, the postures of yoga. So we left off on all fours. Yes, we did. So let's do that. Come into all fours. We just did.
And we're doing this for people who have taken the journey like I have, people who are off your meds, and have been exercising on a regular basis. I'm not people who are just in bed and are still on your medications and stuff and still struggling with your diet. Maybe this is not a good idea, because you're going to be pushing yourself too far. Okay. But this is for people who have been on the health and wellness journey a little longer. And who are a little more advanced.
And feeling ready to move a little bit more.
Only when you're ready.
Yes, and at any time, if something doesn't feel right, stop. Nothing to force, nothing to push through, only to be aware and to feel the body and know where our limitations are today, which are different every day for you, right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay. So we're here, and we just did some cat-cow breathing exercises to open up and flex and lubricate the spine, right? Very important to bring in flexibility in the body, especially in the spine. I shared the other day that our vertebrae are the only bones that don't have their own blood supply. So the only way that they can receive fluid and fresh blood is through our own movement. So you just freshened up your spine. Okay, yay, she's got a beautiful fresh spine. So what you're gonna do from here, Nikki, is sit back on, tuck your toes under, and come up onto your feet. Come up onto your feet. Coming into a tight little ball to start with, because we're gonna come into a forward fold, and you can watch me first. We did this the other day. Our feet are hip width distance, hands on the earth, very slowly, using your core muscles. So many of these postures initiate with the core. Why is it important to have a strong core? Because all of our movements come from a strong center. So many injuries occur because we're not strong in the center of our bodies, and it's okay if you're not. It's just about bringing awareness there so that we can get strong. When we're strong physically in our center, then mentally, emotionally, spiritually, we'll begin to feel stronger in our center. Okay? So initiating with your core muscles, draw your belly in toward the back of your body and begin to lift your hips. Come to just where your body wants to stop.
Your hamstrings, the back of your legs, will be the limiting factor, and they'll stop you. And then you'll exhale, let your head release down and relax your arms. Okay, we'll do that. So initiate with your core muscles, bring your hips to the sky. Knees can stay nice and bent. And when you're ready, exhale, release your head, your shoulders. Yeah. And from here, how does that feel? She's given me two thumbs up. Okay. So from here, your weight is forward in the balls of your feet, this area right here. Knees can stay nice and soft. You can cross your arms like you would across your chest with your pinkies resting in your inner elbow creases. So let's bring your hand. Yes. So there's no holding. You're fully relaxed in the arms. It's a puzzle. Okay. And then, yeah, just as you were laughing, you were shaking your head. Do that intentionally now. Shake your head out. Yeah, yeah. And we're breathing. And we're breathing. Yes. Oh, she just took a nice, long, slow breath. And when we take a nice, long, slow breath, it immediately affects our bodies. When our bodies are calm and relaxed, then our muscles will lengthen more easily. Any stored and trapped trauma in our muscles can begin to release and let go. When our muscles are long and supple, then we feel better, and there's less risk of injury. Let's breathe one more big breath here. Oh, great. Okay, we're gonna come out of this posture the same way we went into it, coming down down hips to heels rather. And we'll move out to, we're gonna do a core strengthening posture called forearm plank. Now this is a bit more of an advanced posture, and it's one that really lets us get in touch with our core muscles without doing the typical crunches on our backs that we think about when we...
bad for the back.
Which can be, yeah, really compromising and risky for our backs. So with this posture, our backs are nice and supported, and we're able to get into our core. Not to leave you there very long. So get comfortable. Okay. Get comfortable. You okay? Okay. So you're going to come forward, Nikki, onto hands and knees again. And you can watch me first. I'll come down onto my forearms. My forearms are parallel with each other and parallel with the long edges of your mat if you're doing this on a yoga mat, which is not necessary, by the way. This can be done anywhere, on the floor, on the beach. So I'm going to walk my knees back. And why don't you do it with me so that they can see. Yeah, palms to the ground. I'm going to walk my knees back. Knees can stay on the ground. I'm going to begin to draw. Okay. Does that feel good?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to begin to draw my belly in. Draw my belly in. And so right here, you can begin to feel your core muscles engage. Yeah? Okay. I'm going to come over to you now. Yep. You're doing great right there. Let the back of your heart drop just a little bit. Yes. Stay strong in your arms. So you're pressing into your forearms and lift through your core muscles. Now, you might stay right here and breathe as you continue to draw in the core muscles. So you're countering gravity, right? Because gravity pulls our belly down. We want to draw it up and in as if you were drawing your belly button in and up your spine toward the back of your neck. Yeah. Now, if you want a little more of a challenge, we can lift your knees off the ground. Yeah, there you go. We did this the other day. She did really great. Continue to draw your belly in and breathe 5 deep breaths. Yes, it's okay if you begin to shake. That's okay. If it becomes too intense, we'll bring knees down. That shaking is okay. It's just a natural reaction of the body under stress. Beautiful. One more deep breath. One more deep breath here.
Beautiful. Bring your knees down. Come to sit back on your heels. And to an upright spine. Yeah! Awesome. Great, great.
I did a plank!
She did a plank. So that alone every day is such a wonderful thing to do for your whole center system here. Yeah. Okay, so I always say, if nothing else in your yoga practice, 3 things in your yoga, I'm going to say 4 things every day in your yoga practice, and I'll explain why. 4 things. A twist, which I explained, is for lubricating, bringing some fluid back into and between your vertebra, really important for you, to simply move gently, twisting the spine gently. A forward fold, which we did, which is creating space along the vertebra with bent knees and a strong belly, forward fold. Some core strengthening, which you just did with your plank, belly down plank, forearm plank, and a lunge. Why? What's a lunge and why?
A lunge gets your muscles working that you don't have.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, it definitely is. A lunge is anything we're doing with one foot forward, and we can be on the back knee or lifting the back knee. So that's a lunge, and yes, it's a challenging posture, and it's a challenging posture because we're working these big muscles of the thighs, the quads, the hamstrings. Also very important because we just lengthened the back of your legs, the hamstrings, in our forward fold, right? We did a forward fold which lengthens the back of the hamstrings. For balance, we always want to lengthen the opposite side. These hip flexors, especially in our modern day living, get really shortened. Yeah, what do we do the most of? We're sitting, we're driving, we're here, right? Oh my goodness, if I could please ask all of us on planet Earth to lift our heads.
Yes,
Use your cell phone
not
here.
Healthy.
Use your cell phone here. Much better for your spine, much better for your mood.
Okay.
When we're here, we're releasing certain neurochemicals. When we're here, we're releasing different neurochemicals, producing different neurochemicals. Talk about a mood elevator, lift and gaze up at the stars.
Also too, I want to point something out for people who sing and anybody who does exercise, they know when you move forward like that, try and sing properly. You can't because you're not getting enough air. So when you're head up,
for singing?
It opens up, no, just for breathing. It opens up your passages.
Yeah.
So it's better for just day-to-day breathing if you're using your phone this way than if you're...
Yeah.
And singers will tell you, like, you don't sing looking down.
Right, you don't sing looking
lessons.
down.
Yeah. So it's one of the things that I notice it for breathing. Just breathing every day. Breathing. If you're looking up, better.
Much better.
Yeah.
Much better for living.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So lunge.
Lunging.
Lunging.
Right foot forward, and I'm going to give you that bolster for underneath your back knee.
My knee. Okay.
Yes. Right foot forward. What we're looking for in this posture. And I'm right here. Yeah.
Right on. Okay.
So we're also working on balance, which is a challenge for those with fibromyalgia as well.
Yes.
So what we're looking for here is knee directly on top of ankle to protect your joints. And yep, that looks great. And then there's that good old core again. So we're drawing the core muscles in and up. Great. Your tailbone moves slightly down to lengthen the low back, lumbar spine. Then you can lean in just a bit. Great. And if your knee comes forward of your front foot, we can bring your front foot out a little bit further. Let's do that. Just inch it forward a bit. Yeah. And while you're here, Nikki, take a big breath in, shrug your shoulders up. Exhale, let them go. Good. Again, inhale. Oh, let them go. Once more. Inhale. Core muscles drawn in strong, protecting. Exhale. Oh, great. Okay, let's give it 2 more breaths. Awareness on your hip flexors, because anything that receives our awareness changes. And we're giving your body permission to open and release. Draw shoulders back. Yes, okay. And when you're ready, let's come out of your lunge by, shifting back. We'll change legs in any way that works for you. How did that feel?
Good.
Yeah.
Yep. See, it's okay if you're not stable, because I'm not stable.
Many of us aren't, even those without fibromyalgia.
Yeah.
You know, it's really comforting to watch a class full of students falling over and laughing at themselves, and you know, because what can we do? What else can we do but laugh at ourselves?
Exactly.
We're not always balanced. Okay, knee right over ankle, scoop your belly in. Yes, shoulders back, a lifting of your heart. Exhale, lean in, and we're probably going to want to bring your foot a little further out. Okay, great, great. Tailbone down to lengthen your low back, and then we breathe. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up. Shrug them all the way up to your ears. Exhale, let them go, and draw them back. Good, I'm just going to come behind you. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, release them and draw them back toward each other. Shoulder blades back toward each other. Yeah, one more time here. Great, and then back and down. Okay, 2 more breaths. Awareness right in that right hip flexor. Let it receive your attention. Let it receive your attention, because anything that receives our attention changes. Doing great. When you're ready, shift on back. Let's remove that bolster and have a seat. Wonderful. So that's a full body yoga practice, getting those major muscle groups and areas that we want to focus on. We would then complete our practice with a shavasana,
Right.
the way we began our whole series of yoga postures on the back. And again, if this doesn't work for you, any resting posture, even bring your knees apart, or your feet rather apart, and your knees lean together. That can be a great option. Does that feel good? Yeah, that takes a little more pressure off the low back, which is a target area, right? So with your eyes closed, my love, with your eyes closed, in this shavasana, this final posture, we let go of all of the effort of your breath. Let your breath be very natural in your body and easy. Relax your jaw. Relax your arms and your belly. For Shavasana, corpse pose, you stay and relax, Nikki. In this final posture in yoga, we encourage maybe 8 to 10 minutes of complete surrender to complete physical yoga practice. And so we won't do that today with you. With you, yes. With you, we'll complete our practice by, yes, rolling to the side, coming on up, and in an honoring of your practice and self. Take any moment, any posture to complete your practice for yourself, and really thank yourself for meeting your body exactly where it is, and for giving it the gift of movement and breath.
Thank you.
Aw, thank you so much.
Namaste. All right. So we're back with our final in the BeaFibroFeenxRising Yoga series, and I'm here with Heidi Michelle, and we're actually sitting with Buddha.
Hanging out with the
Buddha at the Danyasa studio in Dominical, Punta Arenas, Costa Rica.
You got it.
You have to forgive my stumbling. I have actually just done like a fairly, intensive yoga session for a fibro person. And we're here to talk about our experiences with that. So the first thing I'm gonna, before I forget with my fibro brain being what it is, I do want to talk about, during one of the previous videos you're gonna see we were doing breathing.
The very first breathing.
The very first breathing.
Posture when Nikki was lying on her back and doing deep breathing.
Right, and so a lot of Fibro Warriors we have these weird muscle spasmy. That's a truck. No idea if you can hear me talking right now. We'll wait. Okay, weird muscly spasmy things that happen to us. And while I was lying on my back muscles started doing that quick contraction that happens so often to Fibro Warriors. Here's the thing though, which I found really unique and why I didn't mention it then, but I really want to mention it now, is that instead of focusing on the spasming, which I would usually do, in a situation like that, I'd be like, hey, look, my muscle's doing something weird. Because I was doing the video, I knew that I had to focus on the breathing because we were in the middle of something and I didn't want to do a retake. So I shifted my focus completely to the breathing. And by the time we were done, that very short session of breathing, the spasming had stopped. So that's a win, guys. Just to prove, like, this shit works.
Well, and that is meditation. I mean, at its root, that is meditation, because our mind is always going to focus on what is wrong. Always, continuously. Yeah. Our minds will find the one thing in the room, the one thing in the moment that is perceived as wrong or uncomfortable, and focus on that. So meditation gives us something else to focus on.
Yeah, and it worked. So as I've done the sessions that you're gonna have seen. I'm not sore. I'm not overly stiff. Like we said earlier, I had tested this to make sure that in 2 days I'm not gonna be hurting, and certainly the videos won't go out until at least 48 hours have passed to make sure that I'm not full of it and it wasn't a fluke. Yeah. We're pretty diligent. But how was this for you as a yoga instructor? Because when I first approached you on this, you'd never worked with anybody with fibro.
No.
So this is all new for you.
Well, immediately when we were talking at the restaurant when we met, and you were sharing with me about your journey, I think the word compelled. I said, I feel compelled to offer you a yoga session.
You did. Those exact words, actually, you did.
Yeah. And, aside from, in reading and learning about your journey and about the journeys of others, aside from just feeling such incredible, incredible compassion, I feel hopeful.
It's a good word.
Yeah. I feel hopeful because we're all in pain in some way. The Buddha speaks about suffering.
Right. We couldn't have been
no coincidence
in a better spot,
right?
Actually, yeah.
He spoke about suffering and how that is an essential part of the human experience. And there are things that we can do about that. We can work with our bodies. We can work with our minds. We can give it the best possible food and the best possible scenarios, and we can eliminate stressors and toxins, and we can do these practices that bring peace and wellness into our bodies. And to watch you heal, that's my biggest joy and wish. And that makes me very hopeful for the rest of us. It takes diligence, man.
Oh, yeah.
It takes so much commitment and diligence to live a peaceful life. Yeah. This stuff does not come easy.
No, you got to work at it.
You got to work at your health. You got to work at your peace of mind. Yeah. And, 18 years into the process for me, boy, what a difference it's made in my life. with the traumas, and I've had them, and abuse and depression and social anxiety and all, my bag of stories. We all have them.
Well, I think the people watching might be surprised, right? Because you're 18 years into the yoga journey.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they have this misconception of the yogini sitting on the mount. Like we talked about earlier, going,
Yeah.
And guys, listen. If your guru's telling you that they have all the answers, you need to get a new guru, because that's an outright lie. There isn't an honest spiritual teacher, healer, leader, shaman on the planet who would ever tell you, first, that the answers aren't within you, because they are, all right, and you're going to pull them to you. But number two, that your shaman / healer / spiritual leader is perfect, because none of us are perfect. That's a lie. And we cannot any longer walk around with this idea in our head that, the yoga master who's like looking, oh, girl, you're good for your age, but it's scary for me because I'm not fit, I'm not healthy, I have habits, and how are you going to perceive me when I approach you to ask you for help? And I think that this just proves that it's worth taking that risk, it's worth taking that plunge, it's worth letting go of your fear of judgment, and stop perceiving that people like this lovely, beautiful being in front of me are sitting on a pedestal looking down at you for all the shit that you're not doing right. That's not the case, and if that is the case, then that's not the yogini or the instructor or the guru for you. Anyways, you don't want that person in your life. You want real people like this lady here who are going to meet you at your level. Because you have to be met at your level, whatever your level happens to be. And that's why this, for me, has been such a powerfully healing experience, because I just did something today that asked me 3 months ago, and there's no way in hell that would have happened.
Yeah.
But I did it.
And you did it. And that's the point. You did it. And you are being your own guru. You're being your own teacher, as you said. And that's, they say that the original yogis called themselves scientists because they were experimenting on themselves. I can't tell you what's right for you.
No.
I can't climb inside your body as much as I wish I could just to feel it for a moment. Yeah. All I know is what has worked for me.
And that's all we can tell people.
And yoga and meditation and breath and trial and error and eating that food and going, ooh, I didn't feel good the next day. I'm not going to do that again. And drinking that drink or doing those shots and going, oh, that does not feel good. I'm not doing that again. Or that did feel good. I'm doing that. That's all we can do is experiment with ourselves. And that's what you're doing. And I offer that for everyone. There's a path to healing and a path to health that is uniquely yours. Find it.
Yes.
We need healthy people on the planet, in our minds and our bodies, because when I feel good and healthy and peaceful, I'm going to treat people better. I'm going to be kind and loving, and that's the world that I want to live in.
Absolutely. And that's it. I think that's where we're going to wrap it up, because it's a unique journey. It's unique to you, and that's what we need. We need more people in the world who are just following their path, who are just following their passion. Those are the kind of people I want to hang out with.
Totally.
Because if you're not, listen, you've got to take care of yourself first. If you don't take care of yourself first, you can't take care of anybody else. So put yourself first and get onto that path in whatever shape or form it turns out to be for you. And trust me when I say, because I didn't know her a week ago, but the people that you need will come into your life when you need them and when you're ready for them. And that is the Synchromistic Healing Journey, and that's why we're here, and that's how to be a Fibro Phoenix Rising.
So nice to know you.
Oh, I know. I'm feeling so blessed right now. You have no idea. Thank you, Buddha.
Thank you, Buddha. Thank you, Danyasa. Thank you, Nikki.
Danyasa. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you, George. Y'all know who that is. And we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.